The United Nations. World's largest, and the most powerful intergovernmental organization. The main objectives behind formation of this organization were, to maintain international peace, security, promote health, human rights, and develop friendly relations among nations. But there are some things which are putting questions on the UN. And this could also lead them to failures. To understand this better, we have to go back in the timeline. The UN was established in 1945, after World War II. The aim was to prevent future wars, succeeding the ineffective League of Nations. The UN initially had just 51 member states. Yet today, the organization has 193 member states. The United Nations has a long history of success. It has successfully helped and negotiated 172 peaceful settlements, and helped more than 30 million refugees. Also, the UN and its agencies have had significant success against diseases such as HIV, Ebola, smallpox, and polio. They also protected human rights through 80 treaties. Today the UN is playing a key role in gathering the world, and giving a platform for environment protection. But if you look at the other side of the coin, then failures like genocide crisis in Rwanda, the war in Somalia, and ongoing conflict in Syria cannot be neglected. Well, like all of these, the United Nations have had many failures and success. Everyone appreciates success, but nobody takes responsibility for the failures. And now, after the COVID-19 outbreak, many countries have raised questions on the effectiveness of the United Nations and their organizations. The United Nations is one of the most important organizations in the world. And the world expects it to work flawlessly. So now the question is, what is causing failures in the UN? The major problem in the UN seems to be the Security Council. Specifically, the excessive power given to the 5 permanent members of the Council. US, Russia, China, France, and Britain are the 5 permanent members of the Security Council, known as the P5 members. Along with these P5 members, there are 10 non-permanent member seats as well, which change every 2 years. So to pass a resolution, 9 out of the 15 total members on the Council have to vote in favor. But, even if one P5 states vetoes, that means opposes the resolution, then the resolution is terminated. This is known as the veto power. And only P5 members have the veto power. That means their single negative vote carries the power to reject any resolution that is passed by other nations. And this has happened many times. Many nations put their own interest first rather than finding an actual solution. For example, recently Russia has used their veto power many times in favor of Syrian regime, and because of this, many people lost their lives in Syria. Similarly, US also used their veto power in favor of Israel in the Israel-Palestinian conflict. Because of this, the conflict has not been resolved since 1947. Likewise, there are many incidents where necessary action has been not taken because some of the P5 nation used their veto power. So, the only way to make things better is reforms. And bringing reforms in UN has been the most controversial subject. These days, increasing the number of permanent members in the Security Council is a highlighting issue. You see, in the Security Council there is no country from Africa, Middle East, or from South America. Also today, most popular countries for a seat in the Security Council are India, Japan, Brazil, and Germany. These nations form a group called G4 members. Apart from this, some experts are arguing for cancellation of veto power from the organization. This demand is due to veto's undemocratic nature. And obviously most P5 members are cautious about the removal of veto power. Other reforms are needed in the Human Rights Council, as some of its high-profile positions are member states that do not even guarantee human rights to their own citizens. Similarly, reforms like transparency in UN bureaucracy, and financing reforms are also necessary. Despite all the flaws, the UN has done a great job in helping save lives, lifting people out of poverty, starvation, and also maintaining global order. But without reforms, the UN will lose its relevance. So, we would like to end this video with words said by the former Secretary General of the United Nations. He said, "The UN was not created to take mankind to heaven, but to save humanity from hell." So, what are your views about this video? Let us know in the comment section below. And we are glad you watched the full video. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Thank you.